Mr. YP Singh in Mumbai, before we come to the Uttar Pradesh question, I'm going to come to you on the police question first. The police has made a very grand claim. The Mumbai police say they've arrested 5 people one of them is the mastermind of the Delhi blast, and these 5 people were responsible for all major blasts since 2005. In Delhi, we have the Delhi police saying that they have actually killed the mastermind of many blasts. Atif was the mastermind of Jaipur, of Ahmedabad and Delhi. In Uttar Pradesh, we have the Uttar Pradesh police saying they have got the mastermind of the Varanasi blast, who is also supposed to be a Huji member. Now, all these masterminds are suddenly crawling out of the cupboard by the police. Is from this kind of arresting, are you convinced that the police is going to be able to prove its case? Because it all depends on the kind of evidence the police is able to produce in court.
Well, this time what the police have done, that the evidence is a bit more credible than what they did for the earlier Mumbai blast, where they caught people and they prosecuted them solely primarily on the basis of their confessions. So this time I think it's slightly better, but yet the confusion which is going around, everybody is claiming that they have caught the masterminds, makes it very clear that the masterminds have not been caught. What have been caught are only peripheral players, and the people, the organizers, the masterminds, the financiers, the person at the helm of affairs, I think we are nowhere near them.
So we are still nowhere near actually. And Sharad Pradhan, what do you make of this, that Uttar Pradesh, all these masterminds, all these different kinds of masterminds are all being traced to Azamgarh in Uttar Pradesh? Is it the competitive politics, the corruption, the poverty of Uttar Pradesh that is criminalizing its young citizens?
It's more of crime, it's organized crime.
It's organized crime.
Absolutely.
Actually.
It's dirty politics, bad policing and a corrupt police in Uttar Pradesh. The whole trouble is that in UP, when in a normal crime, you often find that the police implicates the innocent, whereas the real culprits are allowed to go scot-free. When murders, burglaries, dacoities, they are doing that and that, then how come the same cop who is indulging in rampant corruption, how would he suddenly become patriotic and go for the actual kill, where terrorism is concerned? So that's the whole trouble. And their politicians come into the picture.
In fact, the police are alienating the young by putting false charges on them.
You take the case of Waliullah, who was hauled up in the Varanasi blast.
Right.
And everybody believed, we all believed that he was the main guy. Eventually, the court has convicted him only under the Arms Act, because they couldn't prove the charge of blast against him. Which also reflects what a large section of the Muslims are saying.
Right.
Often these people are being implicated in false cases. Something needs what is required is a very, very professional and objective approach, which is lacking both in the politicians as well as the police.
And often when a false case is put, then it creates a certain vengeance and a certain
naturally, then it's a reaction.
Right, Rashid Alvi of the Congress, what about, are the politicians of UP to blame? We've seen the manner in which various politicians have gone to Azamgarh, have encouraged a certain anti-police mindset, have said that you can get no justice from India, you can get no justice from the police force, don't even think about any hope for India. Does this not foster a sense of, even a greater sense of alienation among people, when politicians should be bridge builders? Are they functioning as destroyers?
I do not want to talk about those politicians, but definitely I can say that earlier I was of the opinion that this terrorism is because of poverty. But now recently, when I see the situation, I analyze the situation, all these youngsters who have been arrested, they belong to well-off families. They belong to quite rich families. I am unable to understand the UP situation. If just you say that politicians are responsible, it will not solve any problem at all. But the question is, we should try to find out, we should go into roots. What are the reasons? For last 7 days I am watching and analyzing the situation. Nobody is trying to find out what is the reason why these youngsters are involved in all this.
Well, perhaps it's up to the politicians. Well, I have to quote to you. I can quote to you a comment made by Tony Blair, who said that it's the communities that defeat terrorism, and we cannot alienate the very community that will help us catch the terrorist. by alienating
No,
a community from the mainstream, are you retarding the effort to catch the terrorists?
No, I can't. No, not only Tony Blair, so many persons even in India, they have given such kind of statements. But I say you cannot blame you cannot blame any community, particularly community.
Particularly, it's the politicians. It's the politicians who seem to be, in fact, in their anxiety to make the community into a vote bank or make the community into an election issue, are actually stopping the community from participating with the police in catching those who are breaking the law. But let's get in Mohammad Aslam. He's Professor of Political Science at Allahabad University. Mohammad Aslam, the view that is being given by the police that Uttar Pradesh is the new hub of terrorism and organized crime after Jammu and Kashmir. Do you accept that? I apologize. I think we may have lost that line to Mohammad Aslam. Let me put that to YP Singh. YP Singh, how far do you accept the police's point as a former policeman that it's Uttar Pradesh where these criminalized youngsters are coming from?
Well, Uttar Pradesh has been a breeding ground always for the gangsters, the deadly gangsters who have been working in Mumbai. Abu Salim is one example. That is a place where people are academically active, but otherwise economically backward. They live in a milieu of crime, and there is an undercurrent of religious conservatism which is there. All these things are an ideal breeding ground, and they have close linkages with Mumbai. And once they come to Mumbai, they can go anywhere in the country.
So is it organized crime actually? Are we actually looking at underworld and organized crime? And the word terror only entered our nomenclature after 9/11. The global jihadi, the civilizational war with the West, the Osama bin Laden, that only entered into our discourse after 9/11. What we had before that was simply organized crime. It was on the underworld. Is that really what we're looking at here?
Well, organized crime is something different. That is done for the sake of money. Here it's being done because of fanaticism. So I think there could be a difference, but then organized crime, the history of the organized crimes, the inheritance of the organized crime, that can certainly act as a catalyst to promote the cause of religious fundamentalism, and this is what it seems to be happening here.
Okay, well, let's take a short break at this point and come back with lots more on the other side.